Okay, I'm going to give a tour of the beginning of my HO layout. I have decided that after 10 years of having the trains in boxes and not seeing the light of day that I would pull out what I have and build something. And basically what I have here is a 10 by 8 L shape. I will kind of do a quick scan here. It is about 4 feet tall, maybe a little bit, actually it might be more like maybe 52 inches high. I'm 6'1", so it comes up, a little bit above my waist. And I have done a variation of the Atlas, let's see, the Up and Over Dogbone is Atlas Layout HO12, but I have definitely not followed this too closely at this point. I added an extra 2 feet. This was originally, I believe, 10 by 6, and I have used all FlexTrack for this layout. I have not used any regular sections of track, and I went ahead and did a kind of a cookie cutter method. As you can see, the riser where it comes up over the track and then comes back down. I put in one truss bridge right here. I think I'm going to have kind of a river going right through there. On the original track plan, they had this one siding where it just comes around right back onto the same section, where now I have this going back to here. And I'm not quite sure if I'm going to like that or not. It does give me the option of running a train around on the flat part of the track instead of having to come up over. I'm not entirely sure what the grade is for that. However, the trains don't seem to have much of a problem. This is a Bachmann 8-wheel drive locomotive. I can't remember exactly what style that is, but it is probably like a $30 locomotive. About 10 years old, but has seen very little run time. I have this Athearn Southern Pacific GE, was it the 944 CW? This will be something that I will probably convert over to DCC as kind of a test. I probably will try that with this since it does run pretty well. I'll go ahead here and let it do a lap of the layout so you can kind of see. Hopefully it will actually make it all the way around. So far I have not had very much trouble with derailments with this. I have not done much with trains for a decade, but I seem to have learned a lot from my childhood mistakes of being careless. You can see it. I believe it's about a 50-foot main line. It's supposed to be about a mile in HO scale. And you can see I've got my power pack here. This is just, for now I'm just doing DC to test it. I've got it set at about 40, and it had really no problem getting up that grade with about 8 cars, looks like, on there. You see, Bachmann locomotives have definitely come a long way from what they were years ago. I bought that engine to go with these Baltimore and Ohio passenger cars I have right here. It's a set that I got using River Rossi that I gotten years ago and really never did much with. Not really sure if they're going to... Uh-oh, we do have one derailment here. Derailment here. I'm going to make it all the way around. Let's see here. Most of my trains, I realize, are really just toys, and I never really spent a whole lot of money when I was a kid, but now I probably will end up selling most everything that I have, train car-wise at least, and just starting out fresh with some nice newer, higher quality, what I would call a model train, not just the cheap Lifelike and Bachmann cars and things like that that I used to get. That first car right there, I think is probably my best car that's behind the locomotive. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know it was something I had to put together. And I'm still trying to get back into this, and I'm learning. My plan for this layout is to immediately have it run off of DCC. I'm not quite sure. Okay, this car seems to keep derailing here. Take that off right now. I'm going to start right out of the box and do DCC because I did not wire in any blocks or anything into this layout. It's just all continuous for right now. I have this one spur track right here. Oh man, I must have lots of derailments now that I'm on camera. We've been running pretty good, but like I said, these are just toy trains. Some of these that Mid-Atlantic Pipe Company there was with my original Tyco train set that I got when I was probably about 5 years old, so it's about 25 years old. But as I was saying, I have one spur track right here. This will kind of cross right over where I'm going to kind of have like my main street for the town, kind of going to be like right in here. And right here, I'm going to be putting a 2-track yard right there, kind of go right over to where the loop comes around there. So there'll be 2 spur tracks right there. I will probably have some form of industry back in there. I may even have 2 more tracks added there, but I will see at some point. Over here, I think I was saying that I'm going to have a river come through here, maybe some kind of a pond right in this area, and definitely some form of a mountain somewhere on the layout. I'm thinking probably over on this side where it's going to be much less populated than over this part, which is where I plan on having all of the actual town. I live in Maryland, in Columbia, actually, in Columbia, Maryland, kind of in between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. I'm probably going to model a lot of this on the CSX railroad, which is what is our local railroad that runs through here. And I will probably kind of have the theme of Ellicott City, Maryland, which is a very old, small town that has a CSX train run right through the middle of the town. One of the first railroad stations in the country, the B&O Railroad station in Ellicott City. You know, it's definitely kind of a historic town, and I'm kind of planning on, since I live so close to that it would kind of seem fitting to kind of have that general theme with this small layout. So that's my thoughts for right now. Here I have just a cheap Lifelike engine. This is the kind of things that I used to buy when I was a kid, and you know, I wanted quantity over quality. I have the best one that I have would be that Athearn right there, which is certainly nothing special. It actually isn't even running correctly at the moment. I think one of the wheels may have gotten something stuck in it. It was working fine. My layout base, I basically did an L girder construction. I believe I have 1x3s as the cross joists. Down here I have 1x4s and 1x2s as the top of the L. And then the legs were basically 2x4s, just cut down the center on my table saw, as are the braces right there. And it is very strong, much stronger than anything else that I would have done. I have enough space there that I'd have a old stereo cabinet with some older equipment in there, because of course I gotta have my tunes while I'm working. For right now, I've just taken a shelf out of an old solder desk, I think it was, that I'll end up using for my control panel there. But that's really kind of just temporary. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that so far. But that's kind of where I'm at for right now. I've got 95% of the track laid, and for the most part everything seems to be working pretty smoothly. There haven't really been too many derailments. I think all the derailments I'm having are just because I have very cheap cars that really aren't worth much of anything. And I think if I just start out fresh with some nice quality freight cars and locomotives, that this track will work just fine. I ordered several Atlas custom line, I think they're number 4 switches or turnouts, and they had the right-handed ones I ordered, but they did not have any of the left-handed ones. So I have a couple of, I think these are Lifelike snap switches in place. I have one there, one here, and I believe one back there, as well as in that far corner there I have an old brass custom line switch that I had used probably 15 years ago. I figured it's way back there in the corner, nobody's going to see the brass. But when I get the other ones in, when I know Atlas they seem to have a shortage right now, and if I have problems, I can always go ahead and just switch them out. All of the track and roadbed is glued down. I used hot glue. May or may not be the best way to go, but it really didn't seem to be too bad, as long as you kind of get it down pretty quickly, and for the most part it worked pretty well, and it's very efficient, I would say, in getting the track work down. I did all this in probably about 2 days. And I also like the fact that the track now has I actually did a 22 radius on the outer curve here and an 18 radius on the inside, just to give it a little bit nicer flow. Same back over here, just to have a nice flow around there, as opposed to the layout in the book. They just were using sectional track, and it just didn't look very realistic to me to have these straight sections around here like this and over here. So I just kind of had everything flow a little bit more naturally, I think. And I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. So that's my update for now, and I will do more as I progress. Thanks for watching.